Hello, everyone on the YouTubes, on the internet. It is I, Dewey, joined with Ray.
Joined by, Dewey.
Joined
Joined
with.
by.
Joined by. I.
Yes.
Is it?
Joined with makes it sound like we are intertwining, that we have become one.
I don't see an issue here.
Yeah,
All right, never mind. I
that's
misunderstood.
okay.
I didn't
I'm
think.
fine with
That's what it's going for, Tom. Joined by Raymond.
All right.
No, with. I like with better.
Okay. Joined by Tom. There, Tom. You can join.
What
You could
up?
not be
Tom
with
will
us.
be by. You and I will be with. All right. How's that feel, Tom, to be by?
It's been a while.
I just tweeted
Really?
about this from my amazing Twitter account. Tom walks through.
Oh. It's right underneath his thing, wherever he is. This is my drink today. It has been a while since we've done a podcast, and it's actually probably, chances are, as you're seeing this video, it's probably been a while since we've done a video. Like, I think it's been like close to 7 days.
Something like that. About a week.
Yeah. You know.
I want to say there's good reasons. There's not good reasons. There are reasons. But, a combination of technical difficulties and then us just not really having a game that we all were super excited about. Like, everyone was. Like, I know, like, Tom was excited about Assassin's Creed 4, and he wanted to do that. And we did some of that, but ran into a lot of technical difficulties when it came to that.
We're on recording number 3 now, and I'm just gonna have to go through and like every time a sword swings and hits another sword, go in and be like, that. Now I know, video, that you thought that sound should happen 2 seconds after the swords hit each other, but really I think they should happen at the same time.
Yeah.
Really how it sounds.
Call of Duty Ghost came out, and me and Tom have actually played a lot of that. We bought it on the PC, which, for those of you guys who have been paying attention to the gaming world, know that it may not have been a mistake, because like buying it on a PC is where I want to be playing it, but Activision has pretty much just like said, like, okay, we don't care as much about the PC version of this as the other versions. And so what's followed is a lot of technical difficulties. I have had lots of issues with that working cooperatively with my my game card, my capture card, or whatever. No, what am I trying to say? Graphics card. There we go.
Yeah, it crashes. We've
Yeah.
been trying to play Extinction, and every time we get a decent ways into the game, Dewey's crashes, and then we're like, God damn it. We don't want to make a video that ends with, and then Dewey's graphics card crashes, and that's the biggest hurdle when you're playing this game. Because he can rejoin, but the shitty thing is that he doesn't have any of like his money or his levels when he rejoins.
Yeah, so I'm really far behind, and it makes it so it's almost impossible to continue to progress in the game. But, I mean, that's been a lot of fun. Or at least Extinction has been a lot of fun, and I would definitely recommend that, like, people playing that. The multiplayer has been lackluster, I guess. I don't know. I've been playing Battlefield 4 as well, and I've enjoyed Battlefield 4's multiplayer a lot more than Call of Duty's, so what can you do? But
The multiplayer, I'm enjoying it, but I'm still really bad at it. Like Modern Warfare 2, that's how it was when I started out. Is I was just like really bad, but eventually I got good at Modern Warfare 2. And I think that's really the thing that's stopping me from enjoying it more so than any technical issues.
Well, I mean, yeah, for me, it's like I'm bad at it, and because of the game crashing, it's very difficult for me to get better at it, because every time I try to invest some time into getting better at it, it's like, no. It's like, dude, you could have 10 kills and 1 death, but we're going to crash your PC now.
Yeah,
So
there's no amount of good that really fixes that problem.
Raymond, you played it for a little bit, at least Extinction. You played Extinction for a little. You came
played
over.
Extinction twice, and I was like, okay.
Raymond shot aliens with me. It was great.
I was like, oh, okay, it's.
But like, so everyone knows, which I'm sure they do know, you've never been a fan of the Call of Duties, at least after Modern Warfare, right?
That's right. That series, it took a shit on itself as soon as World at War came out, and has been doing so ever since.
Like,
It's my professional opinion.
like, I know Activision just came out and said that Call of Duty Ghosts did not sell as much as Black Ops 2 did on release day, which I guess it's, that's starting to tell the trend that it's starting to tip over and that Call of Duty is becoming less of a popular thing.
Gonna go the
I
way
don't
of
know,
Tony Hawk
maybe.
and Guitar Hero.
But I mean,
next year's will do great. Next year it'll be a Treyarch game. It'll get good reviews and people will buy it.
well, I mean, I think the thing that you also have to look at, though, is that even though it didn't sell as much on launch date, that kind of makes sense as there are 2 new consoles coming out. So there could be a lot of people waiting to buy it for those consoles. And so, I don't know, maybe
True.
adding those numbers and it'll be closer, at least.
All of the games that are coming out right now will definitely get a bump in sales when the new consoles come out, but I question how huge that'll be.
Yeah. But we'll see. I don't know. Well, I like, if I had a choice right now, let's say Destiny came out this week. Obviously, I'd want to be playing it just because I'm playing it for the media cow, so I'd be playing it on both probably the 360 and Xbox One or PS4 or whatever. But if it was just me, I would be waiting for the next gen console to be playing a game like Destiny. And I know that with Battlefield 4 especially, there's going to be there is a reason you should be waiting for the next gen console, and that's because like Battlefield 4 is a graphically very pleasing game. It's, takes all your specs and uses all of them if it can. So I think that would be worth waiting for. Call of Duty, I don't know, like, at least for consoles, I don't know if it's going to look all that much different. Like,
I would hope that the next gen console Call of Duty, like Ghosts, whatever, looks better on consoles than it does. I watched Total Biscuit talk about Call of Duty Ghosts, and he just ripped into it. It's just how bad of a port it was. So, like, if the next gen versions have the same issue as the PC versions, then,
Well, I mean, like,
It's so much more hard to squash bugs for PC, though, because you've got to have all of the different branches of hardware. I'm sure that there won't be nearly as many technical issues on next-gen consoles.
he was ripping on just things like texture quality and that kind of stuff. Like, it was just, man, it made me happy watching.
Like, there were a lot of things with Call of Duty Ghosts that I've, like, a lot of small things that have kind of bugged me about, like, just the control sequences. Like, when I was signing up for the Call of Duty Online thing that they have, like, when you type in your password, like, and let's say you fucked up your password, you can't just hold the backspace to delete everything. You have to individually press it. And yeah, that sounds a little stupid, but that's just stupid. Like, why would you not have it so you can just hold the backspace? Like, I can't imagine that's that difficult to put. And there are other small things like that were kind of annoying. But
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
yeah, I think with the combination of Black Ops 2, or not, Call of Duty Ghosts, Battlefield 4, and then Halo, like the games that like we've all been playing recently, that's like my first person shooter needs to be upgraded. Like, I'm not doing well on the first person shooters. Yeah. Like, as you guys will see in upcoming videos, me and Tom have quite a lot of like little battles between each other, and it just ends. It's like 10 minutes of us running around not hitting anything.
All right. Well, to be fair though, the thing with Halo is if you're playing a campaign and you're trying to shoot your teammates, there's no auto-aim on that. And there's a little bit of auto-aim on everything else. So when you get used to relying on that auto-aim, it causes you to pull the trigger in times that you won't hit them. And that's kind of what kills you in any first-person shooter, is taking shots that are misses.
And there's a lot of them.
There's a lot. But it's a damned good time. You should totally kill your friends in Halo. It's a blast. Duh.
It's like... I mean, I feel bad for Raymond because going through the editing and like editing all the videos, I feel that me and Tom's upbringing with Halo was much different than Raymond's was.
We came from the streets.
Yeah, because it's like when I play Halo, especially cooperative Halo, it doesn't matter what we're playing on. We have all the skulls activated, legendary. It's just like you kill each other when that opportunity arises. That's just a thing. Now, it just seemed like Raymond did not want to do that at all.
I very much was like, Why are they spending 3 hours on this concrete cylinder? The objective is like 10 minutes away. What is going on?
Raymond doesn't know how to fun. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, especially when it's an older, like when we play older games, stuff like Halo 3, Halo Reach, Left 4 Dead, and that kind of stuff, it's, you know, it takes the pressure off us as commentators to really have to, like, be quiet for the cutscenes and, like, completely, like, respect the game and all that kind of stuff. Because, like, with new games, you have to do that. Because, I mean, not only do you guys want to hear that, but also we want to hear that. We don't know what's going on. But with, like, these older games, Halo 3, it's, oh, like, everyone has seen this quite a few times, and so it's not as big as worry to kind of, you know, try to get a cylinder through a door for 10 minutes.
It's fine. It's good.
It was, you know, it was fine. I think it's specifically Halo 3 where my mind is just, I want to, like, play the game. It's just like, that's like, if we were doing Dead Island or Saints Row or whatever, I wouldn't give a shit. We could do whatever we wanted. It's super fun. But something about Halo 3 is just like, when I'm playing that campaign, I'm trying to play the campaign. My mind doesn't
Well, and also for me, like, I mean, not to like, I don't know, be mean to Halo or anything like that, but Halo on Legendary with the two people, like, with playing cooperatively has never been a problem. Like, it's never really been a challenge. And so that also aids in me not taking it as seriously as maybe I would if it was, like, something else.
Like, actually super difficult, yeah.
But
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't know. That's I guess that's kind of what we've been doing this week, is just been messing around and doing some Call of Duty Ghosts, some Halos. That is a video that you guys can expect to see. With probably, for sure, this weekend you'll see at least a couple of videos go up this weekend, and hopefully all of it will be done before next gen console comes out. I don't see why it wouldn't be. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been kind of taking this week really lax. You know, I feel like I've just been doing game after game after game.
All right.
They've
Well,
all been coming out. Like, this is like, oh, what?
there's some lag going on.
yeah, pause. Let's let your internet breathe for a second.
I think it's back. I think
Yeah, I
you're good.
think it's back. All right, start over.
I was gonna say I've been kind of taking.
Wait, no. Refresh
What?
your video because it is.
What are you talking about?
You're very lag. Like, when you talk, like, when your mouth opens, the sound, like, is very delayed.
How about now?
Okay, there we go.
I don't know what's going on. Blame
Okay.
Zach. He's not here.
Okay, start in the beginning.
I've been taking this week a little lax because I'm like, there's no games coming that came out this week that I've really had a viable interest in. And I've been doing game after game after game after game up until this point. I'm like, this is the 1 week before next week, where the PlayStation 4 comes out. You got the Bioshock Infinite DLC, and the week after that's the Xbox. It's just like, and there's not just one or two games that come out those weeks. There's a bunch, and it's just like, I'm gonna be so busy. I like to take this week. Sure, we do Halo. Sure, if you want to do Assassin's Creed, I'll sit in there and we'll have a good time. But I just want to sit back and just relax for once.
Before the storm approaches.
I'm trying to get ramped up because I feel like I've been in a lot of walkthroughs, but I've been just commentating. I haven't been the one recording for a lot of them, and it turns out my game has slipped on recording. Like, it's not so much my fault, but like there's a lot of technical issues. Shit is like broken just sitting there over time. There's audio sync. It's awful. So I'm trying. I think I'm gonna have something that's gonna work out, but really, I haven't tested it yet, so I don't know until the next time I try to record something.
But Tom, this man got a brand new graphics card, and oh boy, is that thing shiny.
Oh yeah, I got myself a 780. There's a sick deal on it on Amazon. A GTX 780. It's like one of the best graphics cards you can buy right now. Like top 5. And it's normally $550. I got this one for $325. Yeah. Yeah. I don't
Pretty
really
good.
technically have the money for that, but I'm just gonna hope. I'm just gonna hope. You guys watch a lot of videos, all right? Click a lot of ads. We need you, all right?
Right,
Tell a lot of friends.
I finally got my 4th gym badge in Pokemon.
Oh, jeez.
Wow. Your
Speaking
Pokemon game is weak.
speaking
Hey!
of Pokemon, though, Tom.
Busy.
Tom
Oh.
has been obsessed with the site that I'll let him go into more detail.
All right, so it's PokemonShowdown.com. There might be a hyphen in there or something, but what it is you can just create a team immediately, any team you want of Pokemon, and their max level. You can decide where their effort values go, their maxed out individual stats, because every Pokemon is unique. They have scores between 0 and 31 for just their inherent HP. Like there's a Pikachu, two different Pikachus can like one can suck really bad and the other one can rule just based on random dice rolls in the game. So you can go to this website and just make a perfect Pokemon exactly how you want, and then you can put together a team of those Pokemon and battle against other people that have made their own perfect Pokemon. And because it's not like go and find the TM and apply it to your Pokemon and level them up and train them and spend 8 hours getting your one Pokemon to level 100, it's really, really flexible. When you get beaten by someone else using some bullshit Pokemon that only a jackass would ever come up with and use, you can just make one of those. Just immediately start using that yourself. And I lost like 2 days doing this. I like just came in with like a team that was like, all right, I did some research. I went on Smogon, which is like the competitive Pokemon forum of choice, and found some stuff that was good in Black and White, or Black and White 2, I guess, because it had like a really well established strategy. Like everyone knew how to play Black and White 2 by the end of its life cycle really well. People knew what Pokemon were good, what Pokemon sucked, what moves were good. So I put together a good team that I thought would be good from past experience of other people. And then I was getting my ass whooped by this new X and Y shit that was just broken. And so
Yeah.
I incorporated that shit. But it was like 2 days. It was like 2 days where I was just like, I was a Pokemon battler and nothing else. Like I was barely a boyfriend, not making any videos for those 2 days, hardly a dog owner at all. It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, I've definitely.
So, dabble responsibly in PokemonShowdown.com.
I've toned down my Pokemon playing time. I think I can't remember the last time we did a Podcow, but I think the last time we did a Podcow, I hadn't gotten gold in League of Legends, so I did that. I managed to get gold, yes, thank God. And then I really don't. Oh, I played the Battlefield 4 campaign. I beat that, but other than that, it's just like my Pokemon time has been not really been there. It's because I'm at the point where I've pretty much beaten everything in the game, and now it's just grinding, and I don't want to do that. So that's why I should do this Pokemon thing that Tom's been talking about. I'm just, I guess, lazy.
Well, it's not like there's any productivity to that Pokemon thing. That's the thing, is it's like I don't know how much our viewers are interested in how to make a competitive Pokemon team. I just don't know. I just don't know how interesting that's going to be. And I could find out by posting videos of competitive Pokemon matches. But Pokemon Showdown, it's not like super fancy. It doesn't look really pretty. And I don't know how accessible it really actually is. Like, I did a week of research, basically, before even putting together a team and throwing it out there. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty high rated, though. I'm like 1,700. You start at 1,200, and top 500 on it is like 1,850 rating.
Oh, wow.
So I got pretty high up there.
The other thing that's been like super exciting this week that I'm really pumped about is this came out. It's the Hobbit Extended Edition. I've been spending every moment I can watching this, and the special the special edition, like for the extra scenes, that's pretty cool. I like that. But the real reason I love it is just the endless amounts of special features that they have, like little mini documentaries on making the Hobbit, and I love that stuff. Like I've seen the Lord of the Rings ones, I don't even know how many times. Even like the things that most people just consider like boring nonsense. I've just watched that shit and just absorb it. It's so fun. So this is like, I think this is a special like Best Buy edition or something like that. It's like a steelbook case, and it's really nice. Like I really like it. So very happy with that. But yeah.
All right then.
I don't know. What else? What else has been going on? I mean, there's been lots. BlizzCon is going on right now. It's they announced.
That's true. Heroes of the Swarm beta. You can go and check a box on your Battle.net account to pray and hope that they actually let you into the beta.
So for those of you guys who do not know yet, that is the competitor to League of Legends and Dota from Blizzard. So it's the MOBA or whatever you want to call it. They've been calling it what? Battle Arena or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, multiplayer online battle arena is such a bad word. Like, it's such a bad term. It's just marketing mumbo jumbo. What game?
Player Online Battle Arena is the
Yes,
name?
that's what MOBA stands for.
Right. I'm confused.
It's what does that mean?
Yeah.
Every single all right, so there's an arena, there's a place where people fight. Battle, yeah, you're battling people. Multiplayer and online don't add any content. You just said 4 words that you threw into an acronym, and I don't know anything about your game. Like, and if you actually look at what those words mean, and words do have meaning, MOBA doesn't mean anything. Dota-like is a much better term. Just say what it is. It's Dota-like. You stole the mechanics from Dota and you threw it into a new game. You made a Dota-like game. Action RPG would be another good, perhaps, contender for that title.
Yeah, I know. But
I'm just confused. That's
All right.
Wait.
Well, I mean, because I've heard League of Legends be called a MOBA
Right.
by you two,
Yep.
but this is somehow different.
no, it's so like what happened was Dota.
No, I just usually go with the flow on MOBA, and I decided to say my mind on it this time.
Putting your foot down.
Yeah.
No more of that shit. Okay.
I don't know. I'm okay with MOBA just because, like, I think the thing with me is that like Dota is called Dota, like, and so that's confusing. Like, we don't call the first-person shooter genre Call of Duty genre. It's the first-person shooter genre, and so that's why I like MOBA better because it's not just one game. Like when you say Dota, I do not think of the Dota style game. I think of Dota 2, like that game in particular. Now, when I think of MOBA, I think of League of Legends, Dota, Heroes of New Earth, Smite, all of that kind of stuff. Now, the name itself, you're right, is stupid. Like when you expand it past the acronym, it's like, okay, what does that mean? But I think that's why I've always preferred it.
Well, the precedent there would be roguelike. Roguelike is a really, really accepted term. It means it's a game where you're going to die. When you die, you're going to start off over at the beginning, but it's going to be super challenging, and you're going to be willing to do that because you like roguelike games. And that Rogue was actually the first most notable game in that genre. And so it's called roguelike. That's a whole genre of games. NetHack is the most well-known one there. So Dota-like, I mean, you're right. It's a little bit problematic because there is Dota 2, which, yeah, it's getting free publicity from the term Dota-like, but at the same time, they own the rights to Dota, and Dota is what started the genre. You know, like they might own that a little bit. You know, they might deserve that. And that's why League of Legends is actually the first game that started calling itself a MOBA. Because they saw Dota 2 up and coming as Valve was going to be a competitor and said, okay, let's not go with Dota-like. Let's change that term. Let's find something else. And they're huge, so they basically won the vernacular war. But still, it's just a very nebulous term. Like, and I understand, like, action RPG actually means something like Diablo. Like, Diablo 3 is an action RPG. But single-session competitive action RPG SSCARPG. I don't know. There's got to be something better. There's got to be something better.
I mean, I guess right now I'm okay with MOBA. If they came up with something different, I would not be opposed to it. It just, I mean, I guess it probably won't, right? Because League of Legends is such a big thing, and that has been ingrained into everyone who plays League of Legends' mind that MOBA is that. Like, Raymond doesn't even play League of Legends, but you would probably classify those games as MOBAs, right?
That's a MOBA, whatever the hell that is.
Okay, Raymond just doesn't know what he's talking about.
That's...
So.
I just took your word for it. League of Legends is a MOBA. Sure it is. Why not? Not going to question that.
Other notable things about... Has anybody played Hearthstone here? Has either of you guys played Hearthstone?
Nah.
Is that Minecraft game?
No, it's the card game.
Made by the Minecraft guys?
No.
Oh.
It's made by Blizzard.
Thinking of Scrolls.
Yeah. Scrolls is the Minecraft one. Hearthstone is the one made by Blizzard, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
It's like Heroes of Warcraft Hearthstone or something like that.
It's pretty much like Magic. People are going to kill me for saying this, but it's pretty much like Magic the Gathering, but online. So
I don't even know the rules to it. So
yeah, that's. I mean, I've literally my experience with it is watching streamers play it. That's it. That's my only experience with it. But I don't know. That looks interesting. I know there's like I know there was. I haven't read anything about it yet, but I know that Blizzard was announcing something exciting about World of Warcraft, whatever that means. I don't know.
They announced a new expansion.
Did they?
Yeah, there's going to be. Well, Bobby Kotick offhandedly said in an investor call or something that there's going to be a new World of Warcraft thing.
Okay.
So he also
Warlords of Draenor or something like that. I probably have that last word wrong.
Oh, no, there's a name for it even. Tom's got all the info.
Well, because, I mean, like I was saying, BlizzCon is going on right now, so that's their big thing. So they are announcing things with...
Warlords of Draenor. There is a trailer out, actually.
Oh, fancy.
People are interested in
I
that.
mean, World of Warcraft, obviously, like...
Dewey's favorite game.
Yeah, that's gonna... My apparent favorite game, but it's not anything that... it's a dying giant. Like, I mean, it's not like it doesn't make money still. It still makes a lot of money, but it's not where it used to be.
Does it make more money than it costs to keep it running these days?
I can only imagine that if it doesn't, they've made such a profit from the game that... I mean, I guess it's Activision, right? So... No, wait! No, I swear I remember something about Activision at least thinking of cutting Blizzard, or Blizzard, like, leaving.
Yeah.
No, that was me, I think, a long time ago. I was wondering if... Because Activision, like, bought themselves. Or something. Something that just had to do with stock, but it has nothing to do with the actual, like, structure or direction of either company. It's still Activision Blizzard and all that.
Well, okay, Nightbot is going to run like a 30-second commercial, guys, so just stick around and let it do its thing, and then we'll
with the G's.
do whatever that is afterwards. I don't know.
You guys watched any of the Xbox One stuff that's been going live the last couple of days? There's a big Xbox One event, and now and then today there's the new video with the two guys showing off the whole UI and all that stuff. You guys watch that?
I saw
regale me with news of it, though.
Sorry, yeah, go ahead, Ryan.
Oh, I was going to say I actually came away somewhat impressed and disappointed with it at the same time. Impressed because it looks cool, and disappointed because I know I'm not going to use more than half of those features. So, I mean, I was impressed that they were switching from Netflix to Hulu to TV back to the game, all within seconds. There's no they were playing Forza, and they were watching TV, and they're like, all right, let's get back to the game, and they did it with their Kinect, their voice commands, and they just picked up right where they left off. Like if you opened up your DS and you started playing in the exact same spot, it was just like that. I was impressed with that. I was very impressed with the TV or cable integration that was there, because I could see families all across America watching their TVs, their cables, their footballs, or whatever it is the Americans watch on cable, and then just being like, oh, I've got a message from my friend on Xbox who wants to play multiplayer with me. sweet, and just like that, you're playing multiplayer, or you're watching TV while it's doing your matchmaking in the background, things like that. I'm like, that's really freaking cool.
Yeah.
My Xbox is going to be under my desk and not hooked up to my cable box ever. So
Yeah.
I'm never going to use that, and that sucks for me.
I guess that's where I'm lucky to have the setup I have, but
It's like, ah.
Well, I mean, for us, yeah, we're very different than most people because, you know, video games ended up being a huge part of our lives. Like, they were a huge part of our lives before we were media cows, but now it's like, you know, it's even
Yeah.
something a little bit more. It's our job. We take it seriously. So we don't want the TV distracting us from video games. And on top of that, when I'm watching TV, I don't want video games distracting me from my TV either. I want to get away from video games sometimes. Which is, it's not that I don't love them, it's just that, you know, for the love of God, I need to have some semblance of variety in my life. And so, because of that, that's much less appealing to me even on a conceptual level. But
Yeah,
I can absolutely understand how awesome that is. Like, yeah, if I were someone else, I would absolutely want to get friend requests about, like, playing video games while I'm watching TV. That sounds awesome.
they did a really good job of showcasing just how fluid it was. I guess is like the biggest thing. Like it doesn't get in the way at all. It's a really nice multitasking thing. You're watching TV, and Dewey wants to Skype chat with you for like 10 minutes. Maybe you're like, fuck off, Dewey, I'm watching TV. But the option is there to do that, you know?
That's actually going to be a new Skype setting. There's, like, online, away, available, fuck off, Dewey. Yeah.
I really liked it, and I'm just like, well, it's like I want other people to just, even if they're not gonna use it, I want them to at least know that it's there. It's like, but I'm also not going to buy a second Xbox One just so I can have it in my basement for people that aren't me. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's like my PlayStation 3 will probably stay in my bedroom the moment I get my PS4, because then I can just watch Netflix on there, and my PS4 can stay in here. I don't have to lug shit back and forth like I do currently.
Right.
like I mean, like it's interesting because last weekend my computer, like I had like a technological meltdown. Like everything I own pretty much just died. Like my computer died, my laptop was dead, my Xbox in my living room wasn't working, and on top of all this, my sister was out of town, so I didn't have a vehicle to go anywhere, like the whole weekend, pretty much. And so I set up my Xbox in my bedroom, and I set that up to the internet and everything, and I used a lot of features that I wouldn't normally use. So, like, integrating Twitch on there, putting Netflix and that kind of stuff on there, and, like, using browser and that kind of stuff. And I was really impressed at how well that was working. Like, I have a nice computer here, and so there's no reason why I would ever have to really use stuff like watch Twitch or Netflix on my 360 that I wouldn't do on here. And it was I don't know, I was really impressed with how it works. So I guess that means I'm looking forward to how the Xbox One can incorporate everything like that. Obviously, the Xbox One being the console I will be receiving. So
I at the end of the Xbox video that they released today, they were going through like the different apps, and you can like have apps that are specific channels you want, and that includes TV or YouTube or whatever the case may be. And one of the guys had a machinima channel, and it made me smile to see Beyond Two Souls on this Xbox video. It just made me smile. I was like, it's a PS3 game. But you know, because that's just what happened to be on the Machinima channel at the time.
well, and
That was just funny.
there's that whole controversy with the Watch Dogs trailer that
Yes. Ooh.
the whole Watch Dogs 3 or Xbox One gameplay was actually PS4 gameplay. Like they
Because it had the X square circle triangle. Yep.
Yep. I've heard that they've also like gone and like in the past they've done similar things where they've just completely blurred out the buttons altogether because it's been PlayStation 4 demos, but because the developer isn't going to sit there and make two videos of the same exact content, you know, they're just going to be like, here is your next gen footage. I can understand like they're not going to want to do that, but but you're still, it's like
Yeah.
you should
Like,
probably.
so you were talking about the whole Microsoft thing going on this week, and the only thing that I've seen actually is that when they gameplay demoed Rise Son of Rome. The reason I was smiling at that is because there's been a lot of rumors and or reviews that have come out over the last couple days that have just been shitting on that game. And for those of you guys who have seen like the last Podcow and the most recent ones, you know that I'm looking forward to Rise Son of Rome. And Raymond and I think Tom had both brought up that thinking that this is going to be the Xbox One's Lair, which Lair was also the game that I was very excited for the PlayStation 3. So it's fitting that that would be the thing.
I think I was watching Adam Sessler talk about it today, and he was actually saying how much fun he had with it, and that when he was done, that he had to like go do his interview, and he wanted to go back and keep playing it. That being said, he also said that he only played it for a short bit of time. He didn't really he did a couple of fights here and there, whereas the previews that came out earlier this week were people that played good solid 2 hours or more of the game, and they just said that it just got very repetitive doing the same things over and over again.
Right.
And that's basically where I think the poor previews are coming forward. Not that it's necessarily bad to play, but just that it becomes monotonous.
The most damning preview was actually from Game Informer. It's a publication I really like in general. But yeah, they mentioned the monotony. So I mean, on the one hand, Adam Sessler might not have just had enough time with it to experience that. On the other hand, the review was making the complaint that they were able to get through all of the combat by pressing the same sequence of buttons over and over again. And I guess my question there would be, are you required to press the same buttons over and over again? Or are you heavily incentivized to do the same button combinations over and over again? There's a lot of games that have overpowered attack combinations. That doesn't make them all horrible games.
I mean, you look at Batman. Batman, you could get through doing pretty just counters the whole game.
Wait until someone attacks you, counter it, and then take them out. And to me, that complaint is maybe something that comes from a weird mindset. A mindset of someone looking for what's wrong with this game, as opposed to somebody that's trying to have fun with a game that they bought. So I don't know if it's something consumers are actually going to have a problem with, something gamers are going to have a problem with or not. I mean, I haven't had any time with the game, but from the review, I could not tell whether you were required to do the same button presses or you failed. All that I could tell is that he found that that was a way of getting through the game. And I don't know that repeating it over and over and over again like that is something that I would find myself doing in the game.
Finding new combos, different ways to kill people, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the reason why games are cool is because they allow you to be personal with how you interact with them. They allow you to make your own choices and make your own combos, make your own cool shit.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the multiplayer with that. There's
multiplayer.
Yeah, it's like a gladiator arena. I would say it's very akin to Chivalry. So I don't know. I mean, obviously, Chivalry will be one in its own game, but something similar to that, where you're going through, you can set up traps, you can either play against other people or go against hordes and that kind of stuff. Like hordes, like as in like mercenaries or something like that, or other gladiators. So that looked kind of cool. I'm always one for multiplayer.
I think for me, since I'm not buying an Xbox One, or even week 2 or however long it might be for me to actually get an Xbox. I think right now, Rise for me is similar to Call of Duty, not in gameplay or anything, but in the fact I want to try it before I just make a decision on it. What I really want to play on the Xbox One is Dead Rising 3. That gameplay, and Dewey, you should go watch that game. It's so damn good and so much fun. Oh. Well,
I mean, Dead Rising has always been when I first played Dead Rising, I didn't like it because the whole story mode and how that was going, everything is timed, and if you don't get into that time, it's done. I hated that. But when I went back and played Dead Rising and then Dead Rising 2 and then Dead Rising 2 off the record, I had a lot of fun with it. I'm the one who did the Dead Rising 2 walkthrough for the Media Cows, and that was a lot of fun. Like, I got so much crap for that from people, like, in a good way of, like, I'd do stupid shit, like I would wear a big moose hat through, like, 3 videos, and people would scream at me. I was famous for wearing, like, a surgeon's mask through the entire walkthrough. So, you know, it's just like, well, you know, you can't see my mouth move, so you can't make fun of this game for having poor mouth animations because you can't see them. But so I'm really looking forward to Dead Rising 3 as well. Like, Dead Rising 3 and Rise Son of Rome, those are going to be the 2 games I will for sure be doing a walkthrough for right away.
Dewey, I want you to know that in Dead Rising 3, time is no longer your enemy.
Oh, that's good. And
Just
I mean, like,
yeah.
It's good, but it also, I mean, I liked the way it played. Like, it did add another element to the game and made it a little bit harder, which was interesting.
Well, they're saying that in Dead Rising 3, what you have to worry about now is actually getting killed. Like, it's not, you know, they've made, you know, dying something to actually be wary of in this game, whereas the other
That sounds like a better
didn't have
game.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
Is it cooperative?
I don't know if it has co-op. I hope it does.
Like, because I know, I can't remember if Dead Rising, I know Dead Rising Off the Record did have co-op.
Yeah.
I don't think Dead Rising 2 did, though. But Dead Rising Off the Record is the closest game to Dead Rising 3, so I would hope that they have co-op. That'd be fun. It's always interesting combining your weapons.
I've also heard a good thing about the Kinect
Ooh.
regarding Dead Rising 3.
No. I
Yeah.
refuse to hear it.
Well, say you're playing a game, any game. Think of a game. No, not that one.
Call of Duty Ghosts.
Sure. Say for some reason you're playing a game and an enemy grabs you, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your option? To randomly tap a button, whatever button it prompts you to tap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, in Dead Rising 3, a zombie grabs you and all you do is push back the controller, just like shove the zombie away, and that's it.
Interesting.
From what I hear, it feels really natural. It takes away that whole mash the button to break free dynamic.
Interesting.
I don't know.
That like I
It's
can only
really funny that that's coming out after people are taking the motion controls out of their controllers.
right.
Like, the PlayStation 3 has motion controls in the controller, and no one's ever done that. Like,
Well, I mean that's funny. I'm just thinking that because like Dead Rising 2, like towards the end of the game, you were getting grabbed like every 5 seconds because there's just so many zombies. So is that gonna like I'm gonna have a fucking workout at the end of that game, just like. So next.
Dewey's ripped by the end of the walk.
After the walkthrough comes out to do podcast, like, how's it going, guys? And
Flexing. Biceps don't fit in the frame.
But so I mean, so those are 2 games that I'm really excited for the PS or for the Xbox One launch that will be coming out. PS4 is a little bit not as high paced. They don't have as many AAA games coming out for it. But I'll let you guys.
I mean, I'm looking forward to playing Killzone and Knack, I guess. But there's nothing really on the PlayStation 4 that makes me go, ooh, I need a PS4 to play that. Watch Dogs was going to be that for me, but then that got delayed. And so now I have to wait until Infamous Second Son comes out next year for me to really be excited to play something on the... But I'm sure that whatever else is out there is going to be good. And Killzone, at the very least, will be so damn pretty. The Sony released a video that you cannot watch online. You have to download it because the frames per second are ridiculous in that game.
I find that a marketing stunt completely because you can watch 4K videos on YouTube. So
But at 30 frames per second.
At 30 frames per second, do it.
I guess, yeah.
So this video is it was such a big file. I had to delete it once I was done. I'm like, no, I can't keep this thing on here. But I was like, wow, it's pretty.
Those are gonna be your videos that are on your computer from recording.
Well, I can still record them at 30 frames per second because YouTube isn't gonna give a shit what else I do.
Sad but true.
Is Killzone? I mean, I don't know the answer to this question, but is Killzone then the only game that's not capped at 30? Because I have heard like so many of the big AAA titles that are being released, Rise, Dead Rising 3, that kind of stuff, they're all capped at 30 frames per second.
That seems to be an Xbox problem. Apparently, Forza's 1080p, and I don't know the frames per second. I would assume it was 60 if it's running at 1080. But yeah, from what I've heard, like
that's an Xbox issue.
Yeah, like I haven't heard anything about knack. I don't know about knack's technical aspects, but
Knack looked so Tom and Raymond, or specifically Tom though, has been talking a lot about Knack recently, and for whatever reason I couldn't think of what the game was, and then Tom showed me it last night, and I watched a couple more videos last night. That game actually looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, co-op.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've talked a lot about Knack in the past. You guys know I'm super excited for it. Still super excited for it. They announced co-op for Knack, so I'm now even more super excited for it.
Yeah. It's gonna be pretty good, guys. I looked at it on the PlayStation blog of it, and I'm like, okay, but I don't know. I think I've got to see it in action or play it to really, get my head around it. Because I was like, when you're not playing, you really have time to look at like the environment and stuff like that. I was looking at some of the textures on the environment. I was like, I don't know, it looks kind of bland, but I'm
all for the game.
For me. So
yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna buy it, I'm gonna play it, then I'm gonna do other things.
Knack, the thing that is hard to see about Knack is that the combat is actually super, super precise and fun. And I think I've gone over that like a few times though. You can like the right stick dashes, and so you can do really cool like little dash attacks that have a little bit longer range and a little bit more mobility, and you're actually immune from damage during that dash, so you can use it to dodge attacks as well. It looks like it could actually be really technical, really fun to get really good at.
That's cool. Gosh, like I don't know, I wish there was. Well, okay, so like what I want everyone in the chat to do, because you guys know us. I know I recognize a lot of the names in chat, so you guys have been here before. What I need you to do is when we release the videos on launch days, and it's going to be videos, and I need you to like sit there and just tell all of the people that are like, hey, only do one game at once, just tell them that they're stupid, because there are 4 of us in Media Cows. There are 4 of us, and we will be doing multiple games. Like I already said, I'm doing Dead Rising 3 and Rise Son of Rome. Like I'm going to be doing both those games, and both those games will be finished. It's just I need your guys' support and your guys' love to go over there and just be like, hey guys, don't worry about it. Don't worry, it's not a problem. But that being said, I do wish that I can't wait to see more of the next gen consoles. Games and that kind of stuff, especially the big developers that are known for making some pretty okay games. BioShock Infinite, their first DLC comes out next week.
The second DLC, but the first story DLC.
I was actually thinking about that the other day. It might have been yesterday, in fact. BioShock Infinite. I bought the season pass for BioShock Infinite. Haven't played that DLC at all.
If you're not a big fan of the combat in BioShock Infinite, there's no reason to play that DLC.
Well, I was, though. I don't know. I'll just chalk it up to I've been busy. But now that there's going to be new story DLC, I'm pretty excited for that.
Like, I know
nothing but good.
Like, Tom and Raymond will be doing that as a official walkthrough on the Media Cows. I will actually be going over to a mutual friends of all of ours, using his Oculus Rift to play through that DLC.
I'm curious. Is that built for the Oculus Rift?
It is, you have to buy this. There's this like I think $50 program that allows you access to the big games that I've talked about before. So stuff like Bioshock Infinite, Fallout 3. Like you will have access to that, but you have to pay like the $40. And there's like a really big issue where you can only use it on like 2 PCs ever. So let's say you your PC dies and you lent your other code to your friend, like you have to buy a new version of that in order to use the games again. So, and the developers have been really anal about that too.
Huh.
So I don't know. I'll end up
Yeah,
doing that
I don't know,
because I think it's worth it. But
I'm just a little cautious as far as the Oculus Rift is right now as it is, because when I went over to his house, I played Skyrim. I was like, this is not good at all. Not even a little bit.
I mean, well, you've had issues with motion sickness stuff, right? And was that
And I played Skyrim for a good like 30 minutes, and I only got motion sick at the end.
okay?
Like, so I don't know.
What was bad about it? What wasn't good?
The game's just not set up for it at all. I had to play in third person, and that's not how you want to play with the Oculus Rift.
Yeah, it
let me
doesn't make
tell you.
sense.
Yeah. And it was just like anytime I would try to use map, the aiming reticule would be off, so I would never hit my target. It just wasn't optimized for the Rift whatsoever. And so we messed around with it and did some other things. There's like a couple of demos that are made for the Rift, like sitting in a roller coaster, that kind of stuff, and that worked fine. But when it comes to something that isn't made for it and it just kind of ported over to the Rift, I'm hesitant as to how effective that's going to be. So, I don't know. Good luck, Dewey.
We'll see.
Yeah, I have all of the hopes in the world for that being mind-blowingly awesome for you.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Anything else you guys want to bring up, talk about? Anything we're forgetting about?
Certainly, but I don't know what it is.
I guess the only other big thing that I can think of off the top of my head for gaming is that a lot of Season 4 for League of Legends changes have been announced.
Woo! You're gonna make a video on your personal channel, right?
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, oh, well, sort of. I mean, it's has nothing to do with the changes. It's a complete hype video, and it's like, I don't know. Every time I watch it, and I don't even have any of the visuals for it yet, but I have like all the audio edited for it. Every time I watch it, I get like chills at the end of it. So I'm very proud of the video so far.
Nice. Nice.
Speaking of our personal channels, I don't know. I know, Tom, you have Assassin's Creed heading to that, right?
Yes.
So.
That's going to be the plan. The first time that I send Dewey and Ray messages, and they're like, "I would rather," I'm not even reading the rest of that message. I'm just gonna go play Assassin's Creed by myself and post it on my personal channel. Because, so I mean, Ray, Ray's salty about Assassin's Creed. Dewey's not salty about Assassin's Creed, but also not hugely passionate about the series. I'm loving Assassin's Creed 4, and both of them would have to like watch over a webcam on Skype for the recording. So, plus there's so much shit coming out. There's no need to tie up any more people than is strictly speaking necessary on that. So, those are the reasons that it'll be going to solo commentary. But right now, there's not even videos up on the Media Cows. I need to go, like I said, the editing of making the sword clanks go with when the sword in the video hits, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. I just got like the first recording session all synced up, and then now I need to go and do that with the audio and make sure our commentary is in line with... So that'll be fun.
Raymond, anything that you have planned or coming up on your personal channel?
No. I've been really neglecting that. Like I did one part of Batman Arkham Origins, and then I quickly realized that just was not going to happen because of just how fast I needed to get through that game, and editing and uploading takes a lot more time than you'd think when it comes to that kind of shit. So I was just like, well, I would like to play this and put it up on my channel and have that like, this is my first time playing it kind of thing. But after about 4 hours of doing that, I'm like, yeah, I'm not playing this nearly as fast as I need to be. So I'm just gonna just and I still want to go and finish Grand Theft Auto 3, but with all this stuff coming out, and like I said this week, I just felt like I needed to take a break. I just don't see it happening. If I wanted to work myself to death, I could upload and play, lots of things. But I like working and then having some free time.
Yes.
So
One thing that I've found is it's definitely possible to make videos on PC with little to no editing if you do it all right. I haven't found a good way to do that with consoles, of course, because you've got to like record using a capture device and stuff like that. But
Oh god.
but if you're ever interested in just doing like a PC game on your personal channel and you want to get away from editing, the quality suffers like a little bit. You can't put in post rolls. Sometimes you can lose precision on like when exactly parts are ending. But I could show you how to do that if you want.
Is that the live stream thing?
Yeah, there's a couple ways. One way is to go through Twitch, and it can automatically break stuff up into 15-minute chunks. That's the easiest way, because you just play through. That's how I did all of Dishonored. I just would play for like 3 hours live streaming on Twitch. No one's watching the live stream because it's on my personal live stream channel. Tom walks through. You can go and follow it if you want. Stuff like this will show up on it. Stuff like that will show up on it, rather. And then it has an export to YouTube option that breaks it up into 15-minute chunks, which is nice. It's a good length for a video. Another way would just be starting and stopping the capture program every 15 minutes, which would,
I guess that's something that, as you guys know, the Elgato does pretty well. Is it not only records your audio or your video, but it'll sync up like your audio from a microphone with that video, and then break it up into chunks for you if you wanted to. So that's really nice.
Yeah,
the program that comes with it, at least.
On the media cows, I like to have like our post roll and stuff like that, making our videos interconnected and increasing watch time on the channel. But on my personal channel, I'd rather just have content come out on there a little bit more often than work myself to death every time I want to put content on there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
all right.
Send the questions.
Our commercial break this time was simply letting people know that they should turn off ad block.
There you go.
Yeah, that was.
But if you guys have any questions, shoot them in there, and we'll answer them. Ask good questions too. Don't just ask Raymond, "What do you think about Assassin's Creed 4?"
Raymond, what is your favorite game?
All right, could we describe how we make videos from playing to publishing and your setup? So there's a whole lot of like some boring stuff in there, but we have capture cards to get gameplay off of consoles or just software to record gameplay off of our computers, and Raymond's gone.
Yep, Raymond just disappeared. I'm sure he'll be back, so.
All right.
It'll look a little weird for a little bit, guys, but don't worry, Raymond will come back and it'll be fine.
Yeah, on PC it's like really easy. You pretty much just record what's going on your computer and your microphone. Boom, 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 done. Dewey just got so huge on my screen, it's ridiculous. Yeah. And then on consoles, it's quite a bit more complicated because you have to then go and combine everything together afterwards and get it all nice. And in fact, if you're doing it on PC even, that's kind of the better way to do it because there's better software for recording your audio. But yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. Yeah. Combine it in an editing program.
It's like
two people were actually just literally shooting like webcam video of well, we point a webcam at the screen and then the other person watches that as we play. That's like actually the best legless way of doing that.
Yeah, it's like each editing has its own thing. Like for instance, Halo 3, which is what I'm editing right now, it takes a lot longer to edit that. For every minute of recording I have, it'll be another minute and 30 seconds that I have to like look at that and edit it. So stuff like when you see like the cooperative play, so take Saints Row 4 for example, that is a lot more editing than something that's like a single player. Not that the single player isn't a lot of editing still. It's just it's a whole different beast. Raymond, you're back.
I am. Skype said, I don't like you. Go to hell, Ray. And, I'm fighting it. I'm going to kick its ass one day.
Fight the man.
One day you'll win.
One day, or I'm just going to go use Google Hangouts exclusively.
Like, ask if I post some StarCraft 2 multiplayer gameplay. Probably not, in all honesty. I'm so bad. I was just playing the other day with my friend Taylor. I'm so bad at StarCraft 2 multiplayer at this point that literally all of the commentary would just be like, oh my god, why am I so bad at this game? And it would be just sort of a really dismal sort of thing. I wouldn't be able to be informational about it. It would just be like, right now I should be building an Overlord. No, they're attacking. Oh, I'm so bad. And I don't really want to make that video.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. What are your favorite launch titles?
Ever or for the upcoming consoles?
I'm going to go with ever because
Ever.
we've already discussed for the upcoming titles.
We did. That's why I was
This is actually I don't even know because is Halo 3 a launch title? Is that?
God, no.
Oh, fuck.
That was like 2 years later.
Well, it's like a launch title for me because I was when I bought a 360, I also bought Halo 3, and so that's actually you guys could probably answer that question a lot better than me because
launch titles God, I don't even know what the only launch title I can remember from the Xbox 360 is Cameo, and I don't remember that being very good. The only PlayStation 3 launch title I can remember is Resistance, and people liked that game, but I personally didn't care for it. Am I talking to myself?
Nope,
No.
we can hear you.
yeah. We
Okay, Dewey's just very frozen on my screen. Okay, that's just me. And then as far as the PS2 and all that stuff goes, I don't.
Yeah, I guess that's what. Maybe it wasn't a good question, but
I don't even know what a launch title is.
Battle Arena Toshinden for the original PlayStation. Done. Done. No, fuck that. Super Mario 64. Super Mario 64 is clearly the best launch title of all time.
You might have a point. I didn't like it back when I was
Clearly.
a kid,
Clearly the best launch title of all time.
my first game on the 360 was The Godfather. It was the closest thing at the time to a next-gen Grand Theft Auto, and I actually remember having a pretty good time with it. Probably sucks balls
I need to
today,
see those movies.
But you've never seen The Godfather?
No.
Oh, dude.
I told you, it happens every time. I'm just notorious for not seeing movies that everyone has seen and
I've
I've
consider.
also
good.
never seen The Godfather. I'm watching The Sopranos right now, and it's funny because they actually reference it as a movie all the time.
Right.
I've also never seen a Godfather. Any of them. Not it or Part 2 or any of them. No Godfathers.
It was Raymond's probably going to die a little bit more here, but somebody on some site said that Godfather was the best trilogy of all time. I'm like, it's a trilogy? What? I thought it was just I thought it was Godfather. I didn't realize there was a second and third one.
Oh my god. Wow.
But, yeah.
Whew.
So, no, I wouldn't agree with... I guess I haven't seen the movie, so I can't judge, but I can almost guarantee you that it's not going to be my favorite trilogy of all time.
So it's true. Every time the PlayStation 4 is mentioned, I only talk about Knack, and DGS 13th is asking me what am I excited for besides Knack on the PlayStation 4. I am excited for Infamous Second Son, definitely. I'm not that excited for Killzone Shadowfall, but that's really just because I haven't played any of the past games in the series. And I'm excited for Drive Club, though, and I'm excited for Watch Dogs. I kind of hope that the PS4 doesn't get hosed completely, because they had a nice thing going where they were going to have a timed exclusive of at least a few days on Watch Dogs. I'm not a big fan of exclusives, but I just feel like losing 2 of your very limited selection of launch titles is already so rough for that poor little box.
Yeah.
And I want all
That
the
is a little box, too.
It is.
Is it?
Because
I know the 360 or the Xbox One is monstrous.
the box, the box that the PlayStation 4 actually comes in is about like that wide.
Oh wow.
It's super thin.
Mhm.
And they showed off the insides of that thing, and my first reaction was not good. Because it just looks so unlike what I would imagine the inside of a console looks like. It's all one giant motherboard, and like it looks unlike, damn. But apparently, it's just I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I guess.
Oh. Someone's asking about favorite board games, and I can actually show you guys some of my board game collection.
Okay, while Tom does that, I'm gonna go get mine.
My big stack of board games. It's not very well organized or anything, but some of my favorites over there are Battlestar Galactica, and King of Tokyo. King of Tokyo is fantastic. Those would be my two favorites from over there.
I think my favorite board game. Does it have to have a board to be counted as a board game?
Just go with it. Whatever you like.
Cards Against Humanity is
All right then.
is
That's a good one.
my favorite because I'm a vulgar person who hates everything.
So, for me, like the games that I don't own but I played and I have a really good time with, Settlers Catan, that's a really fun game. Cards Against Humanity, that's a good game as well. But this bad boy here, Game of Thrones board game, is a lot of fun and tears friendships apart. But the one that I love a lot, and all my friends hate me and never play with me because they're all bastards, is this. And it's Battlestar Galactica board game. I first played this game with Tom, actually.
Yeah.
And I had no idea what Battlestar Galactica was. I'd never seen the show. And it was like one of my most like favorite board game moments of like my entire life. Like it was just a lot of fun. There's lots of backstabbing and calling everyone Cylons, and it's just
Betrayal.
like yeah, and it's so much fun. And I want to play that with people, but they don't love me enough to play it with me.
You brought it over to Brett's, and then it never happened.
Yeah, it's because nobody like there were 4 people there, and like playing with 4 people is possible, but it's not like as much fun as playing it with like as many as you can. I think 6 is the max, maybe 8. 6 is the max. So I want to play with like 6 people because it's just like ultimate betrayal there. You can get expansions to play more and like stuff, but anyways, yeah, that's lots of fun.
Why are people just yelling my name in the comments? I don't. That's not a question.
Ray,
That's,
Ray,
Hi.
Ray.
How are you? I don't understand.
Game of the year. No, I guess so far, since there's still a couple of games that could
There's
come
still
out
a
that
few
could
games that aren't out yet.
like Rise.
Yeah. Yes, like that one. That's the easy answer for me.
Is it?
So easy. It is so easy for me to answer. It's gonna blow your mind.
Okay.
Well, go for it then.
Yeah, go for it.
BioShock Infinite.
I'm also giving it to BioShock Infinite.
Game of the year 2013.
I thought it was Last of Us. That's what I was expecting.
It's a tough call between the two, but The Last of Us did not blow my mind at the end like BioShock Infinite did.
That is true. That is very
BioShock
true.
Infinite just hit every level. And to its credit, so did The Last of Us. Last of Us hit every single, mark on the board. BioShock was just like, man.
I think
Yeah.
I actually have to give it to The Last of Us because of the multiplayer. Because I had so much fun with the multiplayer, even though we haven't played it since. But and the single player itself was just so good. Like I enjoyed it a lot. That being said, I didn't really even play The Last of Us single player. Like I played the first part, like the first up till whatever. The prologue. I played the prologue.
You never beat The Last of Us?
I mean, I played it with you. Like I just watched you play it.
You watched me play
Yeah.
it. That's right. Okay, we'll count that.
Yeah, I mean, that's like you get the handle of the gameplay in the beginning, and then it's not like I haven't played that to get that grasp. I know that one of Tom's issues with the game was that the gameplay gets a little repetitive, and just that you don't want to be doing that. Just want to be told the story more, right?
Yeah, repetitive's not even the right word. It's just simply that the storytelling is so good, and the digital acting is so good that a lot of times in the gameplay I was like, yeah, you're still doing some characterization where like I shoot someone and Ellie goes, "Holy shit!" But I just kind of want to see the story keep going.
That
Like, I just
Tom, can you do that again, please?
no, only once.
No, that
We
sounded like Ellie. Like
We haven't recorded forever. You can go back.
that's true. That is true. But that
Ellen
just like
Page is gonna sue you, Tom.
Oh shit!
Ellen Page, huh?
Well, she almost sued them. She almost sued them, and they're way bigger than us, so she'll probably just sue me now. She shouldn't almost sue anyone. She just like expressed her discontentment with the fact that yes, Ellie looks a lot like Ellen Page.
Also, her name is Ellie. Like that's
Yeah, it's true.
It's cray. Ooh, I like this one. I like this question. You guys have picked the questions. I haven't picked one yet. Favorite video game soundtrack?
Easy.
As
easy.
It's so easy.
All right.
I want to hear Tom's.
answer.
BioShock Infinite.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a very.
No, I mean, I guess yeah.
We're holding hands.
My surprise to that should. I mean, it is like a very good soundtrack.
It is.
But like the thing about it is not one that I've ever like. I don't have that on any of my playlists or anything. Not that it shouldn't be there. Like it probably should, but I haven't gone out of my way to think, oh, this belongs on a music playlist of mine. Mm-hmm. Mine is easily Guild Wars. Jeremy Soule is such a good composer. Like, it's ridiculous. And I get goosebumps when I listen to some Guild Wars music. Because, like, it's one of those things where when I hear it, I see myself playing through the game and doing combats. And, like, if you play a certain moment from it, I'll be like, I'll instantly know, like, oh, that's, like, in Ashford. Or that's in, like, the Shards of War or something like that. So Guild Wars definitely has my heart when it comes to soundtrack.
All right.
I don't have an answer for this question. I can't. That is hard.
Halo 3.
It's just like Assassin's Creed 2, Fallout 3, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Halo 3 has got fantastic music as well. I don't know if I'd put it up there, but like Bioshock Infinite also, like I forgot about how good that soundtrack is.
It's not actually easy, but BioShock Infinite is the like in terms of just like listening to music in my day-to-day life, like there are times where I'll like explicitly seek out soundtrack music, but it's like a subgenre and it's one that I specifically am trying not to pay attention to. It's one that I'm just trying to like get some work done and I'd like to have some music in the background or something like that.
I can't, there's just too much. Uncharted 2, Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah,
That's
funny because I do actually have a Red Dead Redemption song on my playlist. Like that is.
I can't pick.
I mean, yeah, like very exactly like Tom. I will say it's very easy, but it's not. Like there are tons of games out there that like Halo 3 that what Tom the da 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 like that is
so good,
amazing,
so
like,
good.
That will forever be Halo.
Yeah.
And like it's funny, somebody had I think maybe jokingly said like the Battlefield, like the Battlefield thing, like that. I love that. Like when before Battlefield 3 was coming out, like watching the trailers and stuff for that, like that would give me chills and goosebumps, that kind of stuff. I really like that. Yeah, I don't know. I guess who's your favorite composer for video games? I mean, I don't really know that many. I know like 2, but
I can't say that I have one.
Yeah, I mean, Jesper Kid does a lot of good stuff. So does Jeremy Soule. Jesper Kid does a lot. He's done a lot of Ubisoft stuff: Assassin's Creed, Splinter Cell, Prince of Persia. Jesper Kid's pretty. He loves the Ubisoft. But yeah, I don't really know many composers. Martin O'Donnell would be up there as well. He's responsible for the Halos. I'm looking forward to Destiny's soundtrack because Martin O'Donnell will be doing that. But yeah, it's like Halo 4 did not have that. I was like, well, that does subtract from Halo 4 a bit. I liked Halo 4 a lot, but man, it did not have that Halo music.
So someone's talking about the controversy of like a lot of Xbox One games seem to be 720p and then maybe upscaled to 1080. And there's one like really harebrained quote from someone in Microsoft that said, "Oh, it's the same thing if you upscale 720 to 1080. You kids with your resolutions." I think is the exact direct quote. But it's worth noting, like, it's actually very few people have a setup where they would be able to tell the difference between 1080 and 720. Yeah. And game designers, like, want their games to look good. So if they choose to have it locked into 720, that's a decision that they're making not because they don't appreciate the value of 1080. It's just because they can push higher graphical fidelity in 720 and make it look better for the vast majority of consumers that don't have a giant TV super close to them. If you go, like, you can find charts and stuff of how close you have to be to a TV of a certain size in order to tell the difference between 720 and 1080. Like, in terms of the human eye can't make a difference out. And you got to be real close to a real big TV. Like, it's ridiculous. Will people notice the difference? Yeah, hell yeah. People build entertainment centers around this. They build entire rooms of their house to playing things in 1080 and watching movies in 1080. And a lot of people, they're right to be pissed because they've said this is a huge value of mine, that I love watching games or I love playing games, I love watching movies, and I love doing it in the best quality possible. And those people are getting hosed a little bit. But for the vast majority of people, probably not actually that huge of a deal. The PlayStation 4 is, however, straight up more powerful than the Xbox One. Like, it's like 1.5 times thereabouts.
Oh, yeah. Like, I think... I mean, for the record, Rise Son of Rome is 900p, whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean. But whatever. That's what Crytek says. And Crytek does know their shit when it comes to that kind of stuff. You know, I don't know. But I think that there's a giant mindset right now. It's like, this is supposed to be next gen. If it's not 1080, then why? I mean, then what's... The Xbox 360 already does 720p and upscales that. If the next gen system does the exact same, then why is it still being considered next gen? And I know it's not, that logic is flawed technically, but the people still think that way. So, yeah.
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 900p will still be 16 by 9. Someone in the comments is saying it won't be 16 by 9. It's just you take it'll be 16 by 9. It will. Just trust me on this. Trust me. 720 and 1080. You just the other resolution 1280 by 1280 by 720, 1920 by 1080. It's just you change that first number in order to make it 16 by 9, so that the second number is 900.
Yeah.
It will be 16 by 9 because that would be a travesty. I can't game. I can't game in
some sort of weird shape. Just
Oh yeah, it's actually a star.
But trust us, it's the future gaming.
Yeah, it's how you want a game. You won't want a game on a rectangle ever again after.
All right, well, one more question that each of us can pick up, and then we'll call it a day, call it a night. So, you guys, throw your best questions in there, and each of us will pick one to. We'll all answer the questions, but each of us will pick one question.
I'm gonna pretend this is a question. Someone just said Halo is being released for PlayStation 4. No, no, it's not. You said it as a statement.
Stop that.
I think you wanted a question mark. No, it's not.
You stop that right now.
Yes.
So you guys need to. There's not that many questions coming out, to be fair.
Yeah. Shimon Lee.
Shimon.
I watched the Rush Hour Marathon, then we jumped into Dewey's bedroom.
Oh, God. Freaking break into my apartment through my window as I'm sleeping. Two big black men sitting next to me. Just...
Right, I'm gonna choose the second question while Dewey recollects himself. And
My
he
ass is just not the same.
told what happened with that. And I forgot what the question was going to be. When's the Assassin's Creed 4 live stream on YouTube going to start? That's not anymore.
Tom, why would that guy has been asking that question for like every time we've live streamed. He's been spamming that, and I've
Now he
answered
has
that
to answer.
before. Well, I've answered it
Yes,
before.
again, we'll just ban him from everything.
My question I will pick is: are you guys going to any events or cons next year? If so, which ones? It all depends on money. I would love to go to all of them. The big ones would be PAX East and PAX Prime. Those are the two that I'd probably aim for. So if you guys want to like meet up or meet us anytime, if you're not so fortunate enough to be in this lovely snowy state of Minnesota, then you can meet us there because yeah, those are fun places. So those would be the two that I'd probably go to.
Yeah, I haven't been to a PAX in years, and it's makes me sad. And this area, whatever is there, I don't know what, but it makes me sad there that I
Like
haven't been.
1.25 years.
Something, I don't know. It feels like a long time. It makes me sad. So hopefully I'll have the money to go to the next one, but we'll see. I'm trying to read these comments. There's so many.
Wait, all right, dude. I think you maybe should actually tell people what happened because someone says why they got to be black, Dewey.
Oh, okay,
This is just
all right.
a story, a fabrication from nowhere.
No, so what happened was I was sleeping in my apartment, and granted, it was probably like 7 o'clock or something like that, so it wasn't that late, but I was very tired. And you can... I don't know how much I want to say about this, because I don't know how many people know where I live, but... So you can get into my apartment through the windows fairly easily. They have a screen door, and... I mean, now I keep my windows locked, but before that incident, I didn't lock my windows at all. So you basically just pull open the screen door, and then you can just pull open the windows. Raymond, along with his girlfriend, two mutual friends,
Allegedly.
was somebody else there? I was sleeping, so I really don't.
Allegedly, just the four of us.
Allegedly.
Anyway, so two of these mutual friends are both black, so it's not. I wasn't just stereotyping. They were both pretty decently sized black men that were laying next to me and humping me. So that was happening while I was trying to sleep and waking up in my dazed confusion as to why all of this was happening. And then I'm pretty sure they went to the bathroom.
What were Ray and his girlfriend doing during this time? Were they just playing it cool or laughing their asses off?
I was trying.
I was so humpy.
I was trying not to laugh because I wasn't sure if Dewey was going to be angry, but it was also very funny. So I'm like battling with myself in my head, like our friends are in bed with Dewey on either side of him, molesting him, doing whatever they are. I'm just standing there going like, I don't know what I should do in this situation. Do I laugh? Do I not laugh? I want to turn off Dewey's TV and his Xbox because they're both still running, even though he's clearly been asleep for 2 hours.
That's because I fell asleep with the soothing words of St. Fish's or something like that. I don't know. Maybe not St. Fish's. He doesn't have very soothing words. But
So yeah, and then we left his apartment the way we came in. We just climbed back up through the window.
Nope.
Yeah. So
yeah, that actually happened.
Let's go.
And I was very confused. Anyways, Raymond, pick your question.
I've been too busy
Laughing.
talking about, this wonderful time that allegedly happened. It might not have happened. Who? If what? I can't. Huh? I can't. I don't see questions.
Can I ask your question for you?
Sure.
Favorite video game moment of all time? I'll share mine first.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, because I'm going to have to think about that one.
My favorite video game moment of all time is pulling out the Master Sword in The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. I doubt it holds up that well nowadays, but for what it was, it's just like a 16-bit game on the Super Nintendo, and they've got these little sprites of like squirrels and like birds flying across, sunbeams coming into this meadow, and like it just it just felt so warm. I don't know. There was just so much love put into that scene that you could tell. Pulling out the sword, the Master Sword, it was the start of the adventure, and it was awesome.
Oh Jesus, Tom! Why did you pick that question? That's such a hard question.
Tough question. There's a lot of.
How about I'll take the scapegoat and do it. I've in recent memory, and mine is easy. Like if that's the case, it's easily getting gold in League of Legends because it was something I was able to achieve that I honestly a couple months ago did not think I was good enough to do. I didn't think I was good enough to be gold. And I just like, okay, I'll be silver 1. And just working up to that, and that final moment of not only getting it, but winning it with Vladimir, my oldest character, like the champion I have played like for the longest time, and winning that. And it's not even like, oh, somebody carried me. Like, I was the fucker that, like, carried our team to that victory.
Nice.
And like, it was acknowledged by the enemies. Or, like, I've never seen it such a try-hard Vladimir in my entire life. And I was just like, bitch, I was jumping around, screaming.
About. Just FYI.
Man, I mean, I'm trying to think of something from San Andreas. I kind of have one. But I think I've got to go with my other favorite Rockstar game of all time, Red Dead Redemption.
Oh.
When you take your dude, it's not a spoiler.
I don't want spoilers.
It's not a spoiler.
Okay. It's a game that I'm bound and determined to play one of these days, and I don't know anything about it.
Not a spoiler or anything like that. It's the first time you get your horse and you're riding it to Armadillo, and before you get there, you stop at it's not a cliff, but it's a giant drop off, and you just see the entire expanse of the game world, and just stopping there and just taking that in, and just how amazing that looks. It's not anything that you have to experience, but it's there. And it just kind of blew me away, and it happens multiple times throughout. When like the first time you go south of the border and seeing that landscape, I mean that game is running on 256 megabytes of RAM, goddammit, and it looks gorgeous. It looks absolutely gorgeous.
I have 16 gigabytes of RAM in my computer.
Like, I can't wait. If they make a Red Dead for the next-gen consoles, I will cream myself.
I remember, like...
It's got to be another one.
When I built my computer, asking people who were technically, like, there in the know, and I'm like, so do I need, like, I'm gonna do 8 gigs of RAM. Do I need any more than that? They're like, no, you don't need. And now it's like 8 gigs of RAM is like, well, that's like a minimum.
That's what the PS4 has. Sorry, like, I've got 16 gigs in my bad boy that I'm using right now, but I don't really feel like it gets used. I think, like, ever since I've upgraded it, it doesn't actually run better. It's just the exact same, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, thank you all for joining us. Make sure that if you haven't already, hit that follow button on Twitch TV so you know whenever we are going live. Also, follow us on our Facebook, Twitters, and all that kind of stuff. There's some fancy command for Nightbot to do that, but I don't know really what it's like. Follow or something. I don't know. But yeah, so you guys can go. It's below our names. Also, go to YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, so that way you guys are up to date on all the videos that we are bringing you. But thank you guys all for joining us. I love you so much. And any closing comments, you guys?
None. You guys rule. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.